Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to that place. My very first video on EUCs was with the 16X at that place. I've had really bad audio when I've been riding. It says I need an adapter. After buying all this tech, waiting for it to arrive. Never worked in the end. So that's my solution. It's that bit of foam. Just found a chunk of foam in the bin, ripped the piece off, maybe 4 inches long, and slapped it on there. The best solution available. Piece of garbage from the trash can. The best solution. Piece of foam.
From the city's rooftops, the bin chicken has spotted something. Bins. The bin chicken has adapted.
It says I need an adapter.
Scientists have now confirmed what many Australians have believed for decades.
The best solution available.
Bin chicken has adapted.
So look at that. Beautiful place, isn't it? When you're in your car, those rocks mess you up. You gotta slow down to like 5 kilometers per hour. You gotta slow right down. On the Sherman, friggin' it just speeds right over it like a tank. This thing is better than a car for some things. It would be rough as hell. It would probably screw up your suspension. That section of rocks, it's like a speed bump made out of like sharp rocks, basically. Yeah, I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not like exaggerating. That's all you need. Ah, it's incredible. I can't even explain. I can't describe how good this thing is. Hard to slide on this stuff. I was just like, what the hell? How can this be the same place? It just feels small. Look, here, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff, guys. Hard to see right now because of the... Oh, the fuck. Actually, let's use the Sherman light. We've got the Sherman light. And now you can see it. Maybe it's too bright. When I try to accelerate to get enough speed for a good slide, it's like bumping and stuff. I was just like, what the hell? How can this be the same place? You know, it just feels small. Like when I accelerate from one part to the next. Going from the 16X to the Sherman was like a learning curve again. When I first got the Sherman, this trail was going every which way. It was so weird. I was like, what the hell? Is this the same place? So this is it, guys. We're here. This is the place. What is up, guys? We're going to start the next episode. Make a bit of distance between you and a truck behind you, let's say, or whatever. Even a car.
Oh yeah, you can zoom through traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to that place. If you look at my videos, you'll see my first EUC video was with the 16X at this awesome trail. Actually, it's like a conservation area. There's trails going every which way. It's not a battery. Right guys, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna head to this place. Out that way, it's probably 10 minute drive or a 10-minute ride. And it's a really awesome nature trail that's out there. Oh my fucking goodness. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna head to this nature trail. In fact, this is the same place that you saw in my first EUC video on the 16X. If you look at my channel, you'll see that my first EUC video was with the 16X, King Song 16X. And since then I have not done a single video with that EUC. And since then I haven't done a single video with it because it stopped working. I've sent it back already and I'll upload a video of that actually. I'm excited because it's really nice, that area, right? It's a nice place and they've got this huge gravel car park, which is awesome for doing slides. And the Sherman is way better for sliding, so I can't wait to go back there on the Sherman. I have not even been there once on the Sherman. I don't know why, it's not even that far really. But we're gonna go there now and I'll get some nice footage there. It's a beautiful area, beautiful. So I haven't done any more videos with the 16X and I haven't been back to that place. But we're gonna go back there today on the Sherman though, this time. Back then, actually, I didn't even own the Sherman. Back when I made that video, didn't even know about the Sherman. Maybe I'd heard of it, but I had no idea how awesome it was. Actually, I think I had heard of it and I was scared of it when I heard that top speed. And now I know it's actually better to have that safety margin, you know? So on an EUC, it's actually better to have a high top speed. And you never know when you might need that little bit of extra speed. On the road especially, you know? You might need to accelerate a little bit to make a bit of distance between you and a truck behind you, let's say. Or whatever, even a car. So yeah, that's that. Alright guys, so let's head off to the trail. So what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna head out to this trail. It's gonna look even better this time with a proper camera and stuff. And I'm gonna take the Sherman, this thing, this beast right here. I haven't even been back to that place yet. If you notice, my first video was at that place and I haven't been back since. And I haven't done a single video with my 16X either because it actually broke. And I'm gonna get it fixed. I'll put up a video of that. But I'm really excited to go back on the Sherman because this thing is way better for sliding. And that's what I went there for. I don't know why exactly. I think it's partly to do with the low pedals. So the low pedal height and the perfect balance. The symmetrical design of the battery packs. And the whole thing, you know, it's evenly balanced on each side. I think that's an important factor for sliding. I think that's a really important factor for sliding because it's more stable around corners. The best way to explain this would be to just talk about normal cornering on the road, high speed cornering. You know, when you want to turn at a high rate of speed or around a sharp corner, let's say, when you want to turn hard, basically, it depends on how sharp the corner is and how fast you're going. But the harder you want to turn, the more you need to lean, right? Just like a motorbike. That's the physics of it. Just like any bike, right? This thing is really good for leaning because it stays where you want it to. Let's say you want to lean at this angle around a corner. It stays there like a motorbike. You don't have to hold it in place or force it or anything. It just stays there. The 60Nex doesn't do that. The 60Nex flaps around like a piece of plastic, like a piece of paper in the wind. When you want to keep an angle like this and turn hard, the thing wants to pop back up and flap around. The only way you can do that is by forcing it. You have to hold it with your legs, you know, like this. And then let's say you want to be leaning at that angle, you have to hold it in place. You have to force it, you know. And when you stop forcing it, the thing will want to jump back up on you. It's just this thing is a completely different animal, a beast. For corners, this thing just kills it. And I think that's why this thing is much better for sliding as well. Because when you slide, it's basically, you're doing a corner basically, and you need to lean really hard when you slide. The lean angle is really steep. So, to me that explains it. You know, it's the low pedals and the perfect balance. The low pedals are actually a bit of an issue when it comes to cornering hard, because they bottom out, you know, they touch the ground very easily. And so what I would say is this needs to be a bit higher. The pedals should be raised a little bit, not too much, but enough so that they're not so much in the way when you're cornering. Even at low speed, especially at low speed, I would say when you want to do like really tight turns, this thing bottoms out just so easily. And yeah, you'll notice, like, look at this, right? Look how worn that is. It's basically being ground down like someone took an angle grinder to it. So that's how much they touch the ground. And that's just one of the only things about this, really. If they address that issue, this thing will be perfect. I would say almost perfect. It needs a speaker as well. See, I've put this speaker on myself. They need to put a speaker in this thing and raise the pedals a little bit, and it's perfect. This thing is just perfection, you know, like you couldn't ask for any more. I got a feeling the version 2 will have that. I hope they don't change too much about it though, because this thing is just awesome. Sick. You know, I love this thing. I would get 2 of these. If I didn't think they were going to release a version 2, I'll just get 2 Shermans and be done with it. Be done with EUCs for life. You know, set for life. That's all you need. This thing. See that? Beautiful. They need to change this as well. The the audio jack. They should not be using an audio jack. They've got one on the front as well for the lights. Let's do this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that, guys. See? This is where I'm standing. And the island is just there. Across that water. Not far at all, see? It's like, that's like 30 meters, 100 feet. I should swim there one day. Or I'll get a little inflatable boat, make a trip out there. I might just do that. Might just do that. It's an awesome place. I made a video where I went all the way around this. I could do it right now in 10 seconds, you know, it's so small. But look at this. Just this tiny island and no way to get there apart from through the water. So I've never seen anyone actually standing on that island ever. It's just full of birds. Look at all those birds, they're awesome. They're those are the ibis that I showed you in the other video too. Those white birds with the black head.
However, there are more toxic places. Our cities have spawned entirely new subspecies. The Australian bin chicken. Scientists have now confirmed what many Australians have believed for decades. Once known as the white ibis, from the city's rooftops, the bin chicken has spotted something. Bins. The bin chicken has adapted to...
You can see this giant pelican there. There's normally a few pelicans there. Giant friggin' pelican. Lots of ducks. Crazy place. I don't know how they sustain on that tiny island, you know, like they just live there, it seems. Every day they're here. Every day. Never seen that island without at least 100 birds on it. That's a lot for how small it is, you know. Look at the ducks. Swimming ducks. Fly by night, swim by day. Is that what they do? I don't know. Look at that. Cool place, eh? Drop a thumbs up for the tiny island, guys. Alright guys, so let's actually head there. Let's head out. And I'll see you guys there. At this awesome nature trail. You're gonna love it. Alright, let's go. Hey guys, so I want to apologize. Up until now, I've had really bad audio when I've been riding because of the wind noise. There's too much wind noise in these cameras and you need an external microphone. And I bought one, I bought the Rode Wireless Go, and it's like, it doesn't work with this camera. It says I need an adapter, and I got one from the local store and it didn't work. So now I bought another one that's meant to be for this camera specifically, and I'm hoping it's going to work. But I've got to wait for that. So what I've done for now is I've just put a piece of foam around where the microphone is. So that's my solution, guys. After buying all this tech and junk, freaking putting it together, waiting for it to arrive, figuring out how to use it, never worked in the end. So that's my solution. It's that bit of foam. Just found a chunk of foam in the bin, ripped a piece off, maybe 4 inches long, and slapped it on there. And I reckon it's the best solution around. It's the best solution available. So that's what we got now, guys. How about that? Looks alright too. I reckon it looks cool. It suits it. Good old piece of junk. And I'm hoping that this makes it a lot better. I don't know how it sounds right now, so I'm going to see that when I process the video, but hopefully this sounds much better because I've got the foam over the mic. So see how it goes. Hopefully it goes better than the Wireless Go, the Rode Wireless Go. Especially when I'm going fast, you know, the wind just takes over the whole thing, the whole audio. You know, you don't get anything but wind. Come on. Traffic guys. Got a little man through, man. Little brother through. Let a fucking bro through already. Alright guys, we're here. That's the place. Let's go up here a little bit. So look at that. Beautiful place, isn't it? So I just dropped something. Alright, so we're here. This is the place where we made the first 16x video. Hold on, I'll just go past some people here. Oh, it looks like they chose to go that way. Nope. This is it, look, it's this massive conservation area with trails every which way, going all over the place. See, you got a trail that way, trail that way. Let's go up this way. This kind of sucks because steep stairs. And I'm on the Sherman, so I don't want to deal with that. It's not that bad, like if you had to do it, but if I want I can go this way instead, so let's go out that way. So this is it guys, we're here. Freaking awesome place, isn't it? Awesome place. Nothing but nature. And in a minute you'll see the place where I made the 16X video that I was talking about. The first video I made on EUCs. And it's just back there a bit. It's like a big gravel section. It looks really nice on the background when I made that video. But there's some other areas up here that are heaps nice too. And they're also covered in gravel, which is what I'm looking for. But what I noticed is that the gravel back in that other section where I made that 16X video, it's perfect for sliding. It's the texture of the surface or something is just perfect. Because where I made the other gravel video, it's like fairly big rocks. They're pretty big and it's just really rough. Like it bounces, the wheel bounces and it's just hectic. But this other gravel is like smooth. There's like no big rocks at all. It's all like powder. And I found it so much easier to slide. Like I gave it a go just before. I'll show you in a minute. And the last time I was there was on the 16X when I made that video. And it feels so different now with the Sherman. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell? Like, it feels smaller, for one thing. It feels like I'm in a smaller area, like I've grown or something. You know, like when you're a kid and you remember some place and then you see it when you're an adult for the first time in a long time. And it's just like, you remember it as being heaps bigger because you're a kid back then. That's how the Sherman made that patch feel, like that gravel patch. It was so weird. I was like, what the hell? Is this the same place? And it is. I know it's the same place. It's weird. I don't know why it feels like that. It's just like, I guess it's a bit bigger, this EUC. And maybe I don't think it accelerates harder though. Maybe it's just because it's a bigger wheel though. I reckon that's it. The actual wheel has a bigger diameter, so that might make it feel smaller. Because in a way, I have grown as a rider, as an EUC rider. Because going from the 16X to the Sherman was like a learning curve again. Because when I first got the Sherman, I didn't like it. I wasn't happy with it. And I had to get used to it. So there was like another learning curve there. And in doing so, it took me like 500 miles maybe to really get used to it. But in doing so, I became a different rider. And now it feels different. Going back there, it feels like I'm in a different place altogether. It's so weird, guys. I don't know how to explain it. But I was just like, what the hell? How can this be the same place? You know, it just feels small. Like when I accelerate from one part to the next. But the most amazing thing is how cool that gravel is for sliding. It felt like just so much easier. You know, like I was saying, the other stuff, like the stuff I'm on right now. I'll show you, hold on. Just see, look down there. You can see it. There's like rocks here. Can you see that? And because they're like fairly big rocks, they kind of get in the way, I guess. But it might not just be those rocks, actually. Maybe they do get in the way, but I think there's a lot more grip. There's a lot more friction with this kind of gravel. And it's just harder to slide. You know, that other gravel was just like, kind of like, not ice, but just slippery. Do you know what I mean? And it just slid so freely and easily. But the only bad thing was it was bumpy. It was like wavy. So it's when I try to accelerate to get enough speed for a good slide, it's like bumping and stuff. Maybe if I had the power pads, it would feel a lot better. But that, yeah, it's not flat. If it was flat with that type of gravel, that would just be sick. Like, I gotta find gravel like that. I can't think of anywhere that has that kind of gravel though. but I'll look out for it. I'll be on the lookout for it. And yeah, if they could make like a track with that gravel, that would be awesome. It is nice. Look at this area, guys. The waterfall up there. Freaking beautiful. This fucking killer, bro. Absolutely killer. Fucking. Yeah, so I reckon if they had gravel like that, like if I could find a track with that type of gravel, or like, you know, a big corner, I would be like I'd be more comfortable. I'd be more comfortable doing faster slides, like 20, 25 miles an hour. You know? Yeah, man, that felt so different, and it just shows me how much better this Sherman is for sliding, for cornering as well. But for sliding, yeah, it's way better than the 16X. Friggin' hell. The 16X, from what I remember, maybe it's because I've gotten a lot more practice since then, but it felt so much harder to slide. Like I was falling most of the time, you know, probably like 9 out of 10, I would say. 9 out of 10 times would be a fall. And then 1 out of 10 would be a successful slide. Probably even less. And on this Sherman, I was doing like slide after slide after slide, just probably 10 in a row, or like 15 even. I didn't even fall off. I just kept going and going until I stopped. And I just stopped sliding. I didn't actually fall. It was crazy. This thing is way better. Mate, I gotta find out though. When I get the 16X back from getting serviced, like I told you, I sent it in for the main board failed or something. I think maybe something else also failed, but I'm gonna get it fixed, and when I get that back, I'll bring it back here again and try and slide again on that same gravel, because that's where I first did those slides. Like, it's kind of ingrained in my memory, you know, like I've got a reference point. When I remember that, I can like compare how it feels, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking rubbish, but I'll take the 16X there again and see how I go with the slides. I got a feeling it won't be anywhere near as good as the Sherman. This thing is just, it's incredible. I can't even explain. I can't describe how good this thing is. See, this gravel is like grippy as hell. Hard to slide on this stuff. Just grips. And that's what I'm talking about, this kind of rocky gravel with big rocks. Oh, there, bit of traction loss there, but it's freaking hard. The other stuff, getting a bit dark. Sorry about the dim footage, but we got here late. I'm gonna come back here when it's bright, like when it's a clear day, and get some good footage. Maybe give this gravel a try. It's hard to do while holding this camera though. It's a gimbal stick. It's got like a gimbal selfie stick, you know? Yeah, no, I can't really slide while holding this thing. I can slide while holding the 360 camera because you don't need to aim it. You just like stick it out anywhere. But just down there, not down there, look at that, that's like little river, little stream of water from that waterfall, the one I showed you just earlier. The water flows down here and along there, But look, here, this is the gravel that I'm talking about, the good stuff. This is the good stuff, guys. Hard to see right now because of the... Oh, actually, let's use the Sherman light. We've got the Sherman light, so now you can see it. Maybe it's too bright. This is the good stuff. See, there's small rocks. They're just smaller rocks. It's like orange. It's like reddish in color. Yeah, it's like... I don't know why it's red, huh? I think it's like pulverized rock. Like maybe it's like natural sort of stuff. Alright, I'll show you guys that footage now. The fuck? Alright guys, we're gonna head off now before it gets too dark. We'll call that a day. It's getting dark, as you can see. And I think they might close the gates here at a certain time, I don't know. But it wouldn't really matter because it's on this thing. Oops. On this thing, yeah, I can just walk around. So if they close the gates, like if you're in your car, say if you drove here, after a certain time, I think 8 o'clock, they shut the gates and you can't get out. Then you can't get out, you're stuck here. Should like camp out here one day. There's no like rules that say you can't stay here after a certain time, but they just shut the gates for some reason. And then no cars can get in or out. You can still walk in if you wanted. Right in with an EUC. Alright guys, thanks for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next episode. Oh, bumpy stuff. Damn, this thing goes over bumps like a freaking boss. A beast. Look, these bumps just, yeah. See, like, even when you're in your car, because I've driven here lots of times, those rocks mess you up. Like, you gotta slow down to like 5 kilometers per hour. And I just went over it on the Sherman at like 35 kilometers per hour. It's crazy. This thing is better than a car for some things, you know? I mean, of course in a car you could just speed over if you wanted, but it would be rough as hell. It would probably screw up your suspension. Yeah, I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not like exaggerating to like make the EUC sound good. On my van, in my van or in any car, when I go in a car, a normal car, you know, like a city car, you gotta slow right down, like to ridiculously slow speeds over that section of rocks. It's like a speed bump made out of like sharp rocks, basically. And on the Sherman, friggin', it just speeds right over it like a tank. It's crazy. I mean, I reckon a good four-wheel drive could do it like that. But this is a friggin' unicycle, guys. You know? It beats most cars at some off-road stuff like that, you know? Fucking hell, this thing is so friggin' legendary. It's not... It doesn't... I don't know, guys. No. Alright guys, so that'll be it. I hope the audio has improved a lot with my little modification with a piece of garbage I put on there. And if it did, well, that's that. We'll just leave it like that, I guess. No need for any more techie solutions. You know, I've done all that, tried all that, it didn't work. Piece of junk, piece of garbage in the end might have to be it. Piece of garbage from the trash can, piece of foam from some, I don't know, packet of screws, packet of nails or something. Alright guys, that's it then. We'll see you in the next one.